Hi everybody, it's Mike here again from Two Dads UK. We're continuing with our COVID-19 support sessions, and thank you for all the feedback to date. I'm certainly enjoying producing them and making them, and you guys seem to enjoy watching them. Today is a very relevant episode, and it's one that I've been looking forward to not only get some of this content produced, but also listen to some of the responses and answers that we're getting from this particular healthcare professional. So I am joined today by Lucy, and Lucy is an extremely dedicated and motivated HCPC registered senior clinical embryologist with over 17 years experience in both research and clinical embryology. So Lucy's career began with an illustrious first-class degree in anatomy and developmental biology from the University College of London, and after which she was awarded a BBSRC studentship to study for her PhD in embryology at the University of Cambridge, where she investigated the origins of embryonic axis formation. Wowzers. She's published peer-reviewed journal publications and gained awards for poster and oral presentations at national and international scientific conferences. Lucy joined Herts Essex Fertility Centre in 2013 and was promoted to laboratory director in 2018. Lucy has a keen interest in the development of methods to treat male factor infertility and is supporting intended parents during their surrogacy cycles. So I am absolutely thrilled to be joined by Dr. Lucy Richardson. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. It's a lovely introduction.
I'm loving these bios. I really love getting into them and learning so much about all of you, and testing my pronunciation of some of the clinical terms. So
that's one of the skills as an embryologist. You need to be able to say the long ology words.
Yeah, and I'm discovering that. How are you though?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm keeping safe and well. My family, my loved ones are all good. So yeah, all doing well. And yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah, we're all good. Again, just doing what we all should be doing, staying inside, enjoying time with the kids, and just doing what we have to do. So we are talking about managing gametes.
Yes.
And for those that don't know, tell us all about what gametes are.
Okay. Your gametes are your reproductive cells. So for guys, it's going to be sperm. For us ladies, it's going to be eggs. It's quite interesting to contrast the way they're formed in the body between the male and the female. Us ladies, we're born with our stock of eggs, our stock of gametes. Every time we have a cycle, our stock depletes. Whereas with you guys, you're constantly producing sperm within your testicles. So if you were to produce an ejaculate for me now, which obviously we won't be asking you to do, it formed in your body 3 months ago. So if it was Big John's stag do 3 months ago, and it was quite a heavy weekend, 3 months down the line, you will see an impact on the sperm. So yeah, really interesting. You can always spot when he's been a bit naughty.
I never knew that. Oh wow! I'm learning so much. Love it.
Yeah.
And I guess then, from on a gamete's point of view, then can I just ask something in additional? Would certainly fitness for fertility still affect women in the same way?
Not to the same degree as men. So for men, it has a massive impact because you're constantly refreshing that stock. So if you have been doing the things that we all know are no good for us, the drinking, the smoking, recreational drugs, we know these are bad for us. But in terms of fertility, particularly for men, they have a real impact. And it's also not necessarily the things that you'd think of. So if you've got a laptop and you're sitting it on your lap, you're directly heating your testicles. Now, testicles are outside the body because sperm forms at lower than core body temperatures, so they need to be cooler. So if you've popped your laptop on your lap and you're directly heating your testicles, it's going to affect your sperm. Same with, if you go to the gym, if you have hot baths or use saunas, all these kind of things does really have an effect. Now, unfortunately, with us ladies, every time we have that cycle, our fertility potential is depleting, it is decreasing, because we're losing more of our stock of eggs. So unfortunately for us, it's not the same that you can make lifestyle adjustments to improve or get more eggs back in your body. But from a fertility perspective and pregnancy, then yeah, absolutely, then lifestyle has a huge impact, but not directly on the eggs themselves.
Okay, fascinating. Thank you for that. So, Kay, in terms of where we are now, then, Lucy, what's the impact on the lab that COVID's had already? And are you seeing any potential shortages of any components with clinics being closed and now, having to now reopen? How's that going to impact you?
I mean, with every clinic in the UK, we're now not operational. Some clinics are still operating for oncology, fertility preservation, but from our perspective, we are unfortunately now closed. Now, the biggest concern for me is our supply of liquid nitrogen, because when we have our embryos and our eggs and our sperm that's frozen, they're held within liquid nitrogen. So my biggest concern was ensuring that we had supply of that liquid nitrogen, and the companies have been absolutely fantastic. We're number one in terms of their priority for their shipments. I'm having regular communication with the companies. In actual fact, there's more supply available because they would previously be delivering to restaurants and to bars, which they're not doing now. So actually our supply we've got easier access, but I'm not complacent about it. I've got agreements written in place with alternative companies should we have any difficulties with delivery. We've got access to actually making liquid nitrogen through a liquid nitrogen generator. I've got spare tanks. My tanks are monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which is directly linked up to my phone. So if there was any problems in storage, I'm going to know about it immediately. And I'm still going into clinic just to check our equipment. I was in this morning overseeing a delivery, so I'm still very much taking care of those gametes.
Amazing. And this was, I knew would be a fascinating topic, because this is all the stuff that people just don't even think about. Your gametes are frozen and there you go, they're being looked after, but it's not as straightforward as that during a pandemic, clearly. Certainly with the supply chain and expiring products as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, we did have to, our media that we grow our eggs and our sperm and our embryos in the lab has quite short shelf lives, so we lost quite a lot of stock from there. But again, I've not got any concerns when we're ready to reopen again. I've got fantastic relationships with our companies. I've worked really hard to make sure that we've got that, and they're talking to us, we're talking to them. So yeah, communication's absolutely key. So I'm not concerned for when we are ready to start up again.
Amazing. A question which I've seen quite a lot in some of the forums and the fertility forums that I'm in, and a couple of the direct messages that we've had from women in particular. What is, or what about those people that are reaching their life store or their storage limit on their gametes, which I believe is 10 years? What if they're approaching that, or they've just reached it during this period? How are we going to deal with that?
I mean, the HFEA, that's our governing body, they had previously been very, very strict in that you cannot go beyond that 10 years, and the clinics would be quite heavily penalised. Now, fortunately, the HFEA have taken this into consideration, and they have relaxed slightly the regulations. So if we are in a position where, you were about to use your frozen embryos at the end of your 10 years, we're not, as a clinic, going to be penalised for allowing you to do that. We've also, particularly from my perspective, from our clinic, we've got quite a comprehensive bring forward system. So we're contacting our patients a year before the end of their expiry date. So our patients are all informed and aware that this is coming up. And because of that, fortunately, most of our patients will be using them well within that sort of final year period. But absolutely, it is a concern. I've been in touch with a few patients personally over the last couple of days that had initially only consented for say 5 years, and now want to continue storage. So I'm having these conversations. I know who my patients are that are coming up to this within that time frame, and our patients are not going to be penalised as a result of this pandemic.
Amazing. Yeah, I guess terrific comfort for lots of people potentially there. So thank you. So again, like, you know, whether we should or whether we shouldn't, a lot of us spend a lot of time on Google at the minute with COVID-19. I've been guilty of just Googling a few, you know, some of these myths, trying to get some of them busted for people, or just trying to understand. And I read something yesterday, I think it was, with regards to hearing reports about COVID-19 not spreading from the testes into the sperm, and therefore doesn't require washing. It is something I've read recently. What's your view, or can you clarify that for me?
So the way that COVID-19 works, it acts on a very, very specific receptor. It's called an ACE2 receptor. Sperm do not have that receptor. Eggs do not have that receptor. Embryos do not have that receptor.
Okay.
So they can't be infected. Okay. Now, with regards to washing, I would wash every sperm sample that I have in my laboratory anyway. There's a lot of junk that kicks around along with those sperm cells in an ejaculate, so we would always be washing. But in terms of whether there is any risk of infection, there isn't. There was quite early on in this pandemic a paper that was submitted to quite a reputable scientific journal, that was then very, very quickly withdrawn because you know, there is absolutely no evidence that infection could be possible.
So I guess what people are seeing and witnessing with the closure of the industry is down to social distancing.
Yeah, it is social distancing. It's protecting ourselves. Another consideration that we have in the fertility industry is anaesthetic cover. So any collection procedure will need an anaesthetist, and right now our anaesthetists are on the front line, and I know particularly that the guys that we're working with are doing an absolutely incredible job, you know, saving people's lives, and you know, that is a huge consideration as well.
Yeah, I'd heard that as well. So, you know, again, well done and amazing to all of those anaesthetists at the minute. Okay, well, we've got a couple of minutes left then. Let's look at with all of these episodes, we ask our experts for their top tips to anyone that's watching in relation to the chosen topic. So in terms of managing your gametes, what are your top tips then, Dr. Lucy Richardson?
I would say, you know, use this opportunity now to get your body and your mental health in the best possible physical state, to get yourself fit for fertility. I know that you know, the impact of this is absolutely so distressing on our patients, and I'm not going to, you know, take away the pain that we had when we were ringing our patients and you know, effectively breaking their hearts, but it's something we had to do. But we have some downtime now. Look at your lifestyle. You know, I'm sure it's very tempting for, you know, you to sit and have a drink in early afternoon with the sun shining, but, you know, look at your lifestyle, get fit for fertility. It's not just about protecting, you know, the gametes that I'm looking after for you in the lab. Look after your own gametes, particularly for our chaps. So that would be my big take home message. But talk to us. You know, our clinic is, you know, you can get to us. We are on the phone, we're on emails. You know, if you've got concerns, if you're worried about your storage period, you know, please get in touch. I'm going to be reaching out to as many of the patients as I can, but likewise, just get in touch with us. And, you know, even if you just want to have a rant, if you're, you know, fed up with the whole situation, just talk to us. You know, we are here for you, absolutely here for you.
Amazing.
And third one, just stay safe. I know it's really tough, but we have to do this. If we don't stay isolated, if we don't respect our social distancing, we may not have that family to then have that big barbecue with next summer, you know. So it is tough, but, you know, together we will get through it. But if any of our patients, you know, need any support, just get in touch with us. We want to hear from you, and it's actually lovely for us to hear from you as well.
Of course, I'm sure it is. This, you know, this has been a real interesting and a favourite of mine. I love it when I learn something new. I love it when it's really educational for everybody as well. Dr. Lucy Richardson from Herts Essex, thank you so much for this. I'm sure everyone will take a lot of comfort in it. Thank you very much and stay safe.
Thank you.